Second baseman stankings, goody goody dumb drops. It's Darth Gray again, and I like my sports fantasied, my weights lifted for me, and my self-confidence rhinoplastied. In the words of the late great Hooba, let's stank. These Trey, Albies, and Betts blurbs are written with the attention to detail of a breakfast cereal's may contain nuts. I don't know. I guess we'll find out if you kill anyone at your place of work. I've seen better filler on a Kardashian. Marcus Simeon. One thing we can count on from Gray is his avoidance of crude metaphors and their ugly stepchild, the simile. It's refreshing. I feel like he's finally turned a corner and recognized that using irony in a cheap ploy to write crude trash is still, in fact, crude trash. It's good to see my baby boy growing up in front of my normal American God-surveilled eyeballs. Jorge Polanco. Sometimes an expert gets so far up their buttocks that we remember a buttocks has many parts, and going far involves a journey into our anatomy that most would squeamish their way out of describing. At this point, Gray has crawled almost all the way up your esophagus, and yes, I blame Gray for making me write and say this. Meanwhile, Gray's entire justification of pushing Polanco up the rankings is that his expected stats look better than Simeon's. You know what? My expected income is a lot lower than my actual income. I still wouldn't bet on me this year, though. Imaginary numbers are fun, but they don't help you avoid the gas station taquito diet. Jazz Chisholm. Sometimes when you try to be clever, you hit yourself in the face with a baseball bat instead. When I think of Les Paul, I think of a polymath whose sprawling genius encompasses his skills as a luthier, a demigod toiling at the vanguard of multi-track recording and studio effects, still overused in this garage band post-SoundCloud-alike new wave bubblegum slop era. And, I don't know, I'm using this blurb to justify my music degree, and no, that's not sad. Regardless, if Gray uses jazz guitar as a point of reference for Les Paul, then we must question everything he says. Tommy Edman. This is the player breakdown equivalent of, if the moon was made of cheese, we would eat it. Thanks, Gray. Whit Merrifield at number 12. Are these rankings? Is this a top 10 albums of 1997 in no particular order? By the way, Built to Spill, Perfect From Now On, Sleater Kinney, Dig Me Out, Radiohead, OK Computer, Yo La Tengo, I Can Hear the Heart Beating As One, Bjork, Homogenic, Modest Mouse, Lonesome Crowded West, Elliott Smith, Either Or, Company Flow, Fun Crusher Plus, Pavement, Brighten the Corners, Erykah Badu, Baduism. And no, I don't think Spiritualized Ladies and Gentlemen We Are Floating in Space is top 10 because Laser Guided Melodies, released in 1992, is somehow an absolutely underrated masterpiece, and you need to stop reading this and listen to that record. I might even put a link in this video. And with Merrifield, I guess there is some sense in repeatedly having a take being wrong every single year and not changing that take. Just look at your advertisers. It's on brand. Glaber Torres. Finally, we come to the conclusion that Gray wrote a Glaber Torres sleeper post. How is a constantly overhyped guy a sleeper? I dare say that Glaber is a post-hype post-sleeper, just a guy whose yawns contain meaning for those who still believe. If you're drafting Glaber, you're the 41-year-old who still believes in Santa, and that's not pure or precious, it's gross and weird, just like these stankings. This has been Darth Gray. I like my bathing suits chaste, my weather American, thank you, and my napkins unused.